Hi, my name is Isoyo Oka and my major is illustration. And in 2023, I decided to study abroad at an art university in the US, but I hit the wall that how to create portfolio for university with striking individually because I have been like drawing, but I didn't have experience of portfolio for applying university for the US and I was confused. However, I wanted to study illustration and really worked hard to learn the drawing process. I like to information how to create unique portfolio, especially drawing. This idea will help you if you want to transfer to the art university or when you take an art class even if your major was not art. I was taught from teacher who has graduated on university in the US. They taught me that way to draw effective with unique individually. And there are 3 steps. First, brainstorming. Second, draft. 3, actual drawing. Today I will share the steps through my actual artwork. This is my artwork that I actually submitted to an art university. First, coming up with ideas. This process is most important and this process shapes concept and directions of your artwork. But almost people tend to get confused because there are not correct way to this process. At first, find your inspiration. Your source of inspiration can be anything: music, favorite artist, artworks, your emotion, daily life scenes. But there is one thing that we have to keep in mind. The inspirations are existing always around us. So you need to sketch or write down as habit when you get an idea. Your tool and media can be anything. This is my sketchbook. I always write down my idea. And first, I have experience of an office worker, and I used to get on a crowded train. In Japan, office workers are suffering from long working hours, and this is big society issue in our country. And I draw inspiration from this. This is my actual sketch. I drew a lot of tired Japanese office worker. And next step is feedback from teacher. I received feedback from my teacher. Your idea is interesting, so you have to develop more your idea. And after you found your good ideas, you have to consider what message you want to convey to the viewer. And this process, brainstorming, is most effective way. When you come up with idea, you probably have some thoughts or reaction. At this stage, brainstorming is the effective method for creativity, and I will introduce with my actual brainstorming for my artwork. This is my brainstorm. At first, write the main idea in the middle of the paper, and then write down anything that you associate with this word around it. In my case, main idea was Japanese office worker, and I write down around this word. Own personality, overwork, gloomy, social issues, crowded train, same face. And after this process, I realized that I want to convey Japanese office workers issue like a caricature. And next step, take action, not only brainstorm, but also take a risk, make time to take away from art. For example, my recommendation is sleeping, hanging out with your friends, and talking with your friends. Take some risk is very important. If you cannot relax, you'll be stuck. Let's move on the next stage. And next stage is graph sketch. And at first, choose the supplies, but tools can be anything. In my case, eraser, marker, mechanical pencil, and this step is a little bit important, but you don't need to care about. Next is draw a lot of rough and gather reference images. And in this step, we have to develop and refine our ideas as rough sketch and collect reference artworks. In my case, I drew a lot of Japanese office workers, so I searched depressed face. And I searched depressed face on the internet, and I found this. When I found this image, the title. When I found this image, I searched the other reference artworks. This title is Workers on Their Way Home, and by Edward Munch. The artwork subject is worker and showing workers' pay, so I decided to use as references. And I couldn't bring my tools from Japan, so I will show printed materials. And this is the actual sketch. This is my actual sketch, and I drew tired office worker and their depressed facial expression. And in this stage, you should decide the artworks concept more strong, and get a feedback from someone, your friends or teacher. And I have received feedback. Your idea is so good, so please move on next stage. And third step is actual drawing process. At first, choose the art supplies. And first, this is the watercolor, and watercolor paint is light and transparent, and it was water and dries quickly. The colors look soft and delicate. And this is the oil painting. The color looks soft and delicate, and but this is oil, so a little bit smell, so please take care. Next is choose media. You can use anything, and your canvas is a strong fabric used for painting. If you are a beginner of art, this is easy to use and drawing. You can use this special tablet for drawing. And this is tablet, but when you use these devices, you have to connect your suitable computer. And this is the paintbrush. I recommend you should use many types of brush, and draw carefully to not make mistakes. And if you come up with new ideas, you can incorporate that. And if you don't want to make mistake, use the drafting tape, and like this. Affix this tape along with drawing and after getting a feedback from someone and refine details. And this is final actual artworks, and this is the final actual artwork. And my teacher, you can submit this masterpiece. And this creating process needs numerous steps and communication. information, but this long process will make your artwork as masterpiece and come up with idea, rough sketch, and actual drawing process. I used this process and I submitted portfolio. Finally, I received acceptance letter. So if you take an art class in your university and confuse the creating process or want to transfer for a school, recall this information and please do not forget art is exciting. Thank you.